Good morning, Year 1. Today's writing task for the Friday challenge is based on the story of Whatever Next. Hopefully you've all listened to the story already during the reading task. What we're going to do before we begin is to complete our anchor task. So I would like you to have a think about what Baby Bear did in space. Use the pictures here in the story map to help you retell the events. Pause the video now and have a go. Okay, so to begin with, when Baby Bear got into space, he met a friendly owl and they saw an aeroplane roaring past. Then they landed on the moon and enjoyed a scrumptious picnic. After that, the owl flew off and Baby Bear returned down to his house, and on the way he got caught in a storm. Today we are going to be writing a postcard. So before we begin to talk about what a postcard looks like, I would like you to have a think about what a postcard is. So just pause the video now and see if you can tell your adult what a postcard is and what you might use one for. Okay, so a postcard usually has a photo on one side and a written message on the other, and it is often sent from somebody on a trip or holiday. And you might be writing about what you have done so far on your trip and maybe what you plan to do next. So we will be writing a postcard today from Baby Bear to Mummy Bear to explain what he did during his trip to the moon. And we will be pretending to be Baby Bear, so we will be writing in the first person. So we will be using I in our sentences. Now this is what a postcard looks like, and we can see the different features. A postcard usually has a stamp in the corner because that ensures that it gets to the person we want it to get to. And we of course post it as well, so it would need a stamp. It also has an address, and this includes the name and address of the person you are sending the postcard to. On the other half is where you write your message. So you need to begin with a greeting. So dear, and then whoever you are sending the postcard to. And then you have your message about what you have been doing on your trip. So you might talk about how you are feeling. So we are having lots of fun on holiday. And then you would go on to talk about what you have been doing. Yesterday we went to the beach. I made a huge sandcastle and ate lots of ice cream. Today we went to a theme park. We went on lots of scary rides, but it was lots of fun. Okay, so you need all of the interesting details of what you've been getting up to. And then towards the end of your message, you will talk about what you plan to do next. So tomorrow we are going to go on a boat trip. I hope we see dolphins. And then right at the end, you need to sign off. So you write from and then your name. Before we talk about what our postcard from Baby Bear might look like, we're going to just quickly discuss the planning. So in our postcard, we need to talk about what happened during Baby Bear's trip to the moon. And we will be focusing on how he felt, who he met, what he did, and what he plans to do next. So these are our 4 areas that we need to include. So first of all, how does he feel? So think about when Baby Bear landed on the moon, what adjectives could we use to describe how he feels? So I've just given you an example here. You might start your postcard with something like, I am having a fabulous time. So fabulous would be our adjective here. You also need to talk about who he has met on his trip. And we know he did, of course, meet the owl. And we can think about some adjectives we could use to help describe the owl. So you might say, I met a friendly, wise owl during my trip. Also think about what he did when he got to the moon. So again here, you're thinking about adjectives, but also what verbs you could use. So I've given you an example. We munched on a delicious picnic. So munched would be the verb and delicious would be the adjective. And then finally, he needs to explain what he will be doing next. So what verbs could we use? Remember, Baby Bear just visited the moon for one day. So instead of saying tomorrow I plan to, we would perhaps say later on. So for my example, it says later on I am going to zoom home. Okay, so here is an example of what your postcard may look like. So I've got the address of Mummy Bear here. And I've made an address up. You can use the same one if you like on your postcard or make one of your own. And then I've started with a greeting to Mummy Bear. And then I have put, what a fabulous time I am having in space. Earlier, I met a friendly, wise owl who flew with me to the moon. I cannot believe we are finally here. We have just enjoyed a delicious picnic and later I will be zooming home. See you soon. Love, Baby Bear. Okay, so you need to remember to sign off and say who the postcard is from at the end. So use this example for some ideas. So today's task, you will be using the template of a postcard to write your own postcard from Baby Bear to Mummy Bear to tell her all about his fantastic trip to the moon. And try to remember to include all of the features of a postcard that we have spoken about. As your challenge, once you've written your postcard, you may wish to design a picture for the front. So remember, a postcard has two sides. It has the writing with the message on one side and a picture on the other side. So the picture would be of space or maybe of the moon. I hope you enjoyed today's task, and me and Mrs. Bickerton Dean look forward to seeing your fabulous work.